Hello everyone. I'm going to present AHP Connect solution, which is the connected healthcare sector in Pakistan, and I'm going to discuss what are the problems that we are facing today, which can be improved, and then I'll discuss shortly the solutions on how to solve those problems. Then I will discuss what is going to be the solution to generate revenue to self-run this system in future and to sustain the operations of the system. And then I will also discuss how to initiate this system by crowdsourcing and how to involve general public in this noble cause. So to begin with, let's discuss the problem definition, and let's discuss what are the problems that we are facing today. I'll come back to crowdsourcing and what is going to be the solution for that. But first, let's discuss problem definition. So what we have today is when a patient get ill and they call for ambulance, then mostly the case is some ambulance service provider pick up the phone and they tell you that ambulance is on their way, but in most of the cases they just use radio signals, and they just uh, send a radio signal to all the radio message to all the ambulances in the region. They call it, they give the location of the patient, and they just say that, okay, go to this excuse me, go to this place and pick up the patient. But in most of the cases, because the service provider don't know the exact location of the ambulance, they don't know the exact location of the patient, and they don't know what is the distance between ambulance and the patient, what is the road conditions, what are the traffic condition. So in most of the cases, ambulance takes unnecessary extra delays to reach the patient. And in emergency cases, each and every second is important to save the life of a person in need. Then once that ambulance is reached and it picks the patient, then they don't know, they are not connected with the hospitals. They don't know to which nearest hospital emergency they should take the patient. It is mostly up to the patient to decide to which hospital they want to take. They they prefer to go to the nearest or cheapest, or based on their preference, they go to a particular hospital, and then they find out that there are no bed available in the emergency. So that becomes another nightmare for already distressed patients and people who are in need of urgent emergency care. So from one hospital to another hospital, they take the patient and they keep on finding bed space in emergency, or in other way they just wait and wait until a bed space is cleared. So that is another precious time consumed while finding a bed in the emergency. Then, in special cases when the emergency is very critical, excuse me. So when the emergency is very critical and a patient need immediate ventilator, so in most of the emergencies, it is not like they have abundance of ventilators available in every hospital. So at that moment, patient become very much at risk, because one hospital says that they don't have a ventilator available, it is all occupied. They refer the patient to another hospital, they go there, even they don't know, they don't have any mechanism to find out in advance whether ventilator will be available over there or not. They reach that hospital again, even there, if the ventilator is not available, they keep on finding one hospital after another hospital a space where ventilators are available. Another thing is finding the correct doctor for a correct disease. For for example, if there is a broken bone, then not every hospital have orthopedic available at every moment. So they take a patient over there, and in case of broken bone emergencies, it is very critical to have a surgery immediately or as quickly as possible, because sometimes the delay causes a permanent loss of a limb, or most difficult situations occurs. Similarly, for heart patients, they need to have some heart specialist available on duty, or for any other particular disease. There's no mechanism in ambulances available which can find in advance that which hospital emergency will have an on-call doctor that can cater a particular emergency case. So that is a big disconnect between ambulances, between the patient, and between the hospital, which is causing a lot of delays, which is playing with the lives of people in emergency. And just by connecting these hospitals with ambulances, with patients, with mobile application, or any other way, we can save lives over here. Then once the patient is taken to a hospital, he is admitted, the doctor starts examining. They don't even know what the patient's medical history is, because there is no centralized medical history record management that can work between hospitals. So if a patient is in Pakistan, mostly people show to clinics, local clinics, and they don't even go to hospital. There is no culture of regular checkups between from time to time. So what happened is, a patient goes to a random hospital in emergency, and that hospital, when the doctors start examining that patient, they don't know what is the medical history of that patient, whether there are any allergies, whether there are any history of diabetes, or any history of any kind of heart disease, and if there are any MRIs done before, if there are any angioplasty done before, if there is anything done before. So without knowing the medical history, if a doctor start examining a patient fresh, so that wastes a lot of time again, because um, when a patient is in emergency, and a doctor is unaware of the medical history, there is very little he can do before running new tests and new examinations from scratch. And sometimes they just go with the symptoms, and seeing the symptoms, they just prescribe some medicines instead of examining what is going on. And sometimes wrong examination, or wrong symptoms, or wrong assessment of symptoms can cause further harm to the patient. And this does happen, but it doesn't get reported as much because people are not aware of it. But keeping the medical history available and accessible to the doctors who are examining the patient is equally important. And then once the doctor have seen the patient, they prescribe some medicines, but the doctor is unaware, is not connected with any pharmacy at all. So he is unaware of what medicines are available in a pharmacy. They just write a medicine, and they give it to the patients through the to the people with who came with the patient to bring those medicines. And then another fight against time starts, because that those people start going from one pharmacy to another pharmacy in search of that medicine. And if that medicine is not available, then what happen is, they get extreme delays in finding a medicine that could save a potential life of a patient in emergency. And many times it is seen that while a person brings a medicine, um, the emergency patient could not survive that delay, and by the time they reached back with the medicine, they found that uh, the patient is no more. So that delay can be minimized. That delay can be minimized if a connected system with pharmacies can find out, can tell the doctor in first place what are the close by pharmacies, and if they can give a view to the doctor that what medicines are available in the close by pharmacies that can be used, because normally doctors know about the generic name of the medicine, so they can find out, okay, which exact name they need to prescribe, and that's how they can find a most suitable, they can find most suitable medicine for a patient who is running against time and fighting a life-threatening war. So this is very important because these are not connected. Then in case of pharmacies, so when pharmacies don't have a particular medicine, that is because the pharma companies are also disconnected with the pharmacies. They don't know exactly um the availability of a particular medicine in a pharmacy, and they are mostly relying on their medical rep to visit a pharmacy to find out what medicines are out of stock or going to expire. So that makes it things more difficult because pharma companies don't know when to replenish their stock, and that's how pharmacies are also need to be connected with the pharma companies. And then in Pakistan, there's no concept of having medical insurances. So that is another issue because if a patient comes, even if they have um, if a patient comes with a particular disease which is very expensive um, in treatment, so if people don't have medical insurances, then what to do? So they start generating funds. They start looking for funds to support that treatment, and then I find that there are many charities in Pakistan. Excuse me. Oh, I'm having a cough, so please bear with it. So, coming back, so there are many charities in Pakistan who are generating funds of all sort, and they are generating funds for specifically purpose of serving the poor patients and the for the treatment of poor patients, but they are not connected with the poor patients in real time because if a person is in emergency and he's looking for funds, that is the time when the funds are needed. And if they don't have funds, then what they do, they go door to door, they go find the charities, they go find people who can donate, and it becomes even more difficult for them to have treatment of their loved ones while they are fighting against time. So if the system can be connected with the charities, and if the system can have a way to validate a person in need, then the system can flag up a person in need, and charities can accordingly um, support the patient and his treatment. So that's how that system is also needed. So these are the main problems that we are facing today. Now, coming back to solutions. So When I thought about solutions, I thought about it needs to be divided into two major categories. One is there needs to be an emergency control center that can cater all the emergencies, but to support the emergencies, we need to document the general healthcare setup as well. So I've created two separate solutions and merged them in the same one solution. So first, let's discuss the emergency control center and how it will cater all the problems that I have discussed before. So, so in emergency control center, there will be a connection with all the ambulance service providers. So this emergency control center will know that where a patient is needing the ambulance at in particular emergency. So it can connect with the ambulance service providers. It will have an idea and exact locations of all the ambulances in the area, of all the connected ambulance service providers, so that it can dispatch the correct ambulance, the nearest ambulance, with accurate directions to the patient, with accurate information on how to avoid traffic, and that's how the ambulances will reach the patient more quickly than ever before. Secondly, this same emergency control center will have a real-time monitoring of all the bed space available in emergencies. So they will guide the ambulance to reach the hospital which have the bed space available. And they will stop the case where ambulance is dispatched is routed towards an hospital which don't have the bed space. So in this way, an emergency patient will not have to wait for getting a bed space after reaching the emergency of an hospital, and will have a treatment immediately. Secondly, uh, the same system will check what doctors are available, what skills are available, what equipment is available in real time. For example, if ventilator is needed, the system will have a count of in which hospital a ventilator is available. So if a patient is critical, and it might need a ventilator, then emergency control center will divert that ambulance towards a hospital that will have a particular doctor with particular skills and ventilator available. Similarly, if there is a case of broken bone, it will divert the ambulance towards an hospital that will have an orthopedic doctor available who can treat the broken bones and things like that. Then there will be a medical record management system. What will be inside it? So every patient will be registered in the central medical record system, which will have a facial ID and thumb impression ID. So there will be dual ID in the system. So in case there's um, something happened with the thumb impression or the fingerprints cannot be taken, then the system will just try to find the facial ID, find the patient with the facial ID, and then it will need the people with the patient to find out which is that person to get the medical record. But the idea is that medical record of a patient will be maintained, because as I mentioned, that there will be another portion of the solution which will cater all the general healthcare. So in that, every clinic will be connected. So whenever a patient will go to a clinic or eye care hospital or dental hospital or physiotherapist or um, or anything which is related with healthcare or any laboratory, all their records will be maintained in their system, in the same system. So whenever a person is diverted towards an emergency, uh, that emergency will have a complete record of that patient, despite of wherever the patient was seeing a doctor in normal days. So that's how a connected hospital doctor will be able to pull the record, and they will be able to prescribe and treat the patient accordingly. What else? So there will be connected hospital with pharmacies and connected pharmacies with the pharma companies. So as I mentioned, it is important that a doctor should know what medicines are available in the nearby pharmacy. When the doctor will be writing a prescription, they will have all the pharmacies nearby, and they will be able to tell the patient, the people with the patient, that okay, I'm writing this medicine. It is available in that particular pharmacy. Go there and get that medicine. Then the pharmacies will be connected with the pharma company. So whenever so pharmacies will not have to go and tell the pharma companies, okay, um, their medicine is going out of stock. The pharma company will get an alert, automatic alert, whenever the stock will end or close to the end, and whenever um, there will be the stock going close to expiry date. So in both cases, pharma company will know in advance so that they can replenish their stock in each and every pharmacy where they are putting their medicine. So, this will avoid the unavailability of medicine in any of the pharmacy where they have the medicine. Then the same system will have integration of medical insurance or health card integration, which will ensure that if a patient comes to emergency, they don't have to wait until somebody write a consent note that okay, we will pay for you, or we will pay for the treatment, um, or things like that. So hospital will know in advance that okay, this patient is covered for all the treatments, and they could be able to start the emergency treatments as soon as possible to save the life. Similarly, if a person is not covered under medical insurance, and the treatment is expensive, the system will be able to highlight that okay, what will be the approximate cost of the treatment. They will ask the people with the patient if they can do it. If they cannot do it, they then the system will flag that patient. Excuse me. So with that flag, the charities will know that okay, a person is in need of funds immediately. And with that system, under monitoring, under connection with active connection with charities, will be able to take funds, take donations in real time from charities, and not just charities, but people with the mobile app connected to the system will also be able to see okay, a particular patient is in need, he is getting treatment in a particular hospital, he has been verified by the system that okay, he's a needy person. So all the people who are connected to this application will know okay, we can contribute, so they don't have to go and give sadkas to a particular charity. They can even contribute directly to a patient. What next? So connection with the blood bank. Yeah. So another thing that happens is the blood bank are not connected. So whenever there is a need of blood for a patient, in most cases we don't know that how to find a correct blood for a correct patient. So in that case, if the blood banks are connected, um, then the system can guide patient and the people with the patient to a correct blood bank where they can source the blood. And it is very simple that go to that blood bank, give the blood donors, give them your blood and take the blood that you need, and as simple as that. But importantly, the system will guide you to which blood bank you should go. So that is the main part. Okay, yeah. So ambulance service provider, every ambulance will be tracked. Okay, general medicine. So in general healthcare, the solution is such that all the clinics will be connected. So a clinic will be connected. So there are hundred excuse me. So there are hundreds and hundreds of clinics in Karachi at least, where daily hundreds of patients show themselves for treatment. Sometimes for flu, sometimes for fever, sometimes for general health checks. So this system is going to connect them to a centralized system. So first thing, the medical record is going to be maintained digitally. Secondly, the connection with pharmacy will help the clinics to prescribe a medicine which is available in nearby pharmacies. Thirdly, uh, the patient will have convenience to book a time with the doctor. They can take a token in advance from their mobile application. They don't have to come and stay in line. They can just take a token from mobile app and they can take the patient to the clinic on the time when their token number is due. So there will be less waiting time on the clinics. There will be more channelized approach. The patients will be distributed among the clinics. So a patient will be able to find a clinic with less number of queue, so they can go straight to the doctor where the queue is small. So that is what going to help in general healthcare. Secondly, the dentist will also be connected. So if anyone needs a dental treatment, they will be able to book a treatment time with the same application. For eye clinic, they can take the um, eye clinic appointment from the same solution. They can go there. They can their dental record, their eye record will be maintained. Then physiotherapist. In most cases, general public when they are prescribed physiotherapy, they get um, they try to find a therapist who can come and give the physiotherapy at home. So in this system, those private physiotherapists will be registered. So you can just book their time. They can give you a time at home, and they can come and they can perform the physiotherapy right through your application. Similarly, for certain patients, you need private nurses. So all the verified, registered private nurses will be in the system. So you can book a nurse visit, and that nurse can come to your home and treat or help the person who is in need of a nurse, both male nurse and the female nurse. Similarly, there are many private doctors, private practitioners. So in certain cases, when the patient is not in a health to go to a clinic and wait for a long queue, you can book a doctor's visit through the application, and it will be a verified practitioner who will be notified, and that practitioner will come to your doorstep and treat your patient at home. So that will be also through the same system. Then there will be connected laboratories. So if any lab test is needed, you can just book an appointment. You can go to that laboratory and have your test, and those tests will also get registered in your medical record. So despite whichever doctor you go and show, whichever clinic, if you change a clinic, you change a doctor, they will have the same history that is taken for you, and all the lab reports will be in your medical record. What else? Okay, so payment systems. So how the system will generate money for the operation? So there will be a payment system. In that payment system, um, one token, there will be tokens for which a person will purchase a token from the system. It is going to be a similar setup like Easy Pesa. So in the system, you will purchase a token. A token will cost 10 rupees each, and all the bills, all the pharmacy bills, all the hospital bills, everything will be in terms of tokens. So if somebody wants 10,000 rupees, then it will be 1,000 tokens, things like that. So, but every service, will have a service charge. So whenever you give a payment, there will be one token deducted by the service provider, means by the system, this system. This system will charge one token, means 10 rupees for every service that is provided to you, whether it is a clinic visit, whether it is a dental visit, whether it is a eye care visit, whether it is a hospital visit, where it's outpatient visit, where it is a gynae visit, whether it is any visit. So one token will be deducted by the system, and all the other prices will be rounded off to the nearest 10, so that the cost will be in accurate tokens. For example, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh. 1 lakh means 10,000 tokens. So that's how things will be done. So system will have a bank account, and what that bank account will have is, let me try show you. Okay, okay. So all the revenue generated by selling tokens will be directly transferred to this bank account. All service providers will charge in tokens. If patient do not have tokens, then they will be able to sell tokens to patients using kiosk, which will be available on site, and in ambulances they will take cash and purchase the tokens, or the patients can purchase tokens directly from their mobile app. That is how they will purchase tokens, and the money will go to this bank account of this. Then all the service providers will get paid. Excuse me, will get paid in tokens, and they will be able to sell their tokens at any time and get their refund. So they will give tokens back to the system, and system will transfer the money from this bank account to the service providers provided bank account. What else? So the service charges deducted for each service will be the net income of this account. So after so the system will be earning all the money, which is the money going to service provider plus the money for the system, which is service charges plus the taxes. The taxes will go to FPR. The tokens, the money that will be for service providers will go to service providers, and the service charges that will be deducted will be the net income of this account, from which operational expenses will be paid. That includes the salaries of the employees and maintenance of the system. So this system will have particular number of employees to take care of the system, and similarly, the system will also have some servers, some infrastructure. So maintenance of those things will also be covered with the income. So I'm expecting, this is my expectation, that from hospital outpatients, whether they are gynae visits, where they are normal outpatient visits, or the clinics visits, where we have hundreds and hundreds of clinics operating in Karachi alone, and have daily at least 50 to 100 patients daily in each shift. I'm just being very um, very moderate. There can be even more patients, but just from my opinion, there will be 25,000 excuse me. There will be 25,000 services sold daily in alone Karachi, and we are deducting one token for each service. So for 25,000, it will be 2,50,000 rupee daily income of the system, and in a month it will be 75 lakh rupees. That's my expectation. Then all the operational expenses and that we will generate, and I'm expecting that at least 15 lakh will be needed monthly for the employees, for the people who are going to be running this entire solution, and for the infrastructure maintenance. So if we deduct 15,000, then remaining 15 lakh, 60 lakh will be the net income or the profit of the system monthly. This is my expected revenue of the system. The system will also be connected with FPR, so whatever the tax collection will be done, it will be directly transferred to FPR. So we will try to generate all the taxes transparently and transfer them to FPR, so that government will not suffer with any of this innovation in technology. So government should earn more than what it is earning today. So here I am explaining how the tokens will be. So one token will be 10 rupee. It will be fixed price. It is not going to be like cryptocurrency where uh, it keeps on fluctuating. So this value will never fluctuate. It will always be one token equals to 10 rupees. It is not going to be a cryptocurrency. It is going to be a token with a fixed price, and there will be fixed service cost that can be changed by the service provider when needed, but it will be always fixed. So 10 rupees, one token is going to be 10 rupees, and whatever the cost will be, one token will be deducted by the service provider, means by the system, or service charges. Now, what will be the service providers that will be um, generating money from it? So there will be laboratories. They will charge their fees plus service charge, which is one token, and plus tax. So whatever the tax government will ask us to collect, it will be collected from the system. A dentist will have a dental fee plus a service charge, which is one token, plus the tax that government will ask us to take. Eye checkup fee similarly will be there with a service charge plus a tax. So similarly, private nurse will have their charges plus service charge, one token plus tax will be collected from the system. Blood bank charges plus service charge plus tax. Private doctor home visit fees plus service charge, one token plus tax. Physiotherapy charges plus service charge plus tax. Clinic fees plus service charge plus tax. Pharmacy bill plus service charge plus tax. Hospital fees plus service charge plus tax. Ambulance fees plus service charge plus tax. That's how the system will generate revenue. The system will generate revenue for all these connected services. The ambulance service provider will get their fees. The hospital will get their fees. Pharmacy will get their bill paid. Clinics will get their fees. Physiotherapists will get their charges. Doctors for home visit will get their charges. Blood bank will get their charges. Private nurse will get their charges. Eye clinic will get their charges. Dentist will get their charges. And the laboratories will get their charges. And for every service, there will be one service charge, one token deducted for the service charge of the system, which is just 10 rupees. So the more this system will integrate clinics, means um, roughly if 100 clinics, so if 100 clinics are connected, or 100 or 200 clinics are connected, or hospitals are connected, or labs are connected, or pharmacies are connected, physiotherapists clinics, all of them are connected. So the more we connect, the more revenue we will generate, the more service charges will be deducted each day, and the more net income will be. So that is how the system will generate its own operation money. But to start this entire system, we need some funds. We cannot start on our own because we'll have a team from day one when there is no ambulance connected, no hospital, no pharmacy, no clinic. So there's nothing connected, and the system need to start. So for that starting capital, the term that we will use is crowdsourcing. And that crowdfunding is going to be done using an ICO. So ICO is initial coin offering, is a cryptocurrency concept. These tokens are not cryptocurrencies. These tokens are equivalent to 10 rupees with fixed prices. But the ICO, which is going to be the crowdfunding thing, this is, excuse me. So this is going to be the main source of money for this project to start. Okay, so first of all, so there is many problems with cryptocurrency. One is Government need to know who owns a cryptocurrency. They cannot have anonymity and go with the government, because government get in trouble with terror financing or black money getting white in, or bad things happen when anonymity comes. So this ICO will make sure that whoever owns these coins, whoever purchases these coins, comes up with positive identification. A person will need, for wallet registration, a person will need to have a verifiable physical address. You have to show utility bills to verify that address. It will have a verifiable phone number. They need to accept an SMS which will give them one-time password every time when they will access their wallet. So they need to have a positive phone number where they can be reached. Number three, a person needs to be with a positive verifiable tax number if he is participating from Pakistan. And in addition to that, a verifiable national ID card and passport, and any photo ID is needed for registering a wallet with us. Number two, we are not going to have a big quantity of coins. So there will be just 25 lakh coins, or 2.4 million, 2.4 million coins that will be available to public to purchase. Among those 2.4 million, 600,000 will be available to purchase during the ICO at a fixed cost of 100 Pakistani rupees per coin. So, and owners need to hold their coins until project launch. So, in this way, this 600,000 coins, if they all got sold, we will have we will have a fund of 600 million Pakistani rupees to start this project. Then, with 600 million initial capital, we will start this project. Engineers will develop the solution. They will deploy the servers, they will deploy the data center, they will deploy everything. They will start connecting clinics, hospitals, uh, kiosks will be deployed, ambulances will be connected, mobile apps will be available. Excuse me. So all that will be done with the initial capital of 600 million Pakistani rupees. Once the project is started, for 6 months, there will be no additional coin will be put in public. So the people who are investing in these 600,000 coins, they will be the alone owner of the coins that we have. And what will happen to those for keeping those coins is, remember, we are generating revenue. Excuse me. I have to pause this because I'm So another 600,000 of these coins will be sold in market on the market price after the 6 months of project launch. So from there will be a period when this ICO will be done, and till the project is launched. So all the money that is generated will be used to develop the solution. Once the solution is developed, we will launch the solution with a particular number of hospitals, clinics, ambulances online. They'll start generating money. They will start generating money from us for us. Up till 6 months, we will start growing our network and generating more and more revenue. So whatever the revenue we will be generating, or whatever the profit rather we will be generating after taking out all the operational expenses, that profit is going to be distributed among all the initial 600,000 coin holders with the ratio of in which they are holding the coins. There will be no one other than the public who will be owning these coins. So it will be all public people. So they will start getting share of the profit. And in the wallet, we have already taken their positive IDs. So in their wallet, they will connect a bank account to receive their share of profit. So for 6 months, they will keep getting their share of profit unshared with anyone else. After the initial 6 months, we will start selling 10,000 coins per month, per week, uh, from our pool of remaining 18,000, remaining 1.8 million coins. So 600,000 coin will be used in this process. 10,000 coins every week. It will go for 2 years or 2.5 years, something like that. And after that period, when all these 600,000 coins will be completed, um, then we will have a circulating coins that will be um, 1.2 million circulating coins in market. The remaining 1.2 million coins that will be for the public will be given to the wallet holders who will have these coins at the end of 3 years after the project launch. So who will be keeping their money in the system will get rebate, and their coins will become double. For the co-founders and the designers of the solution, we are keeping 1.1 million coins separate from those 2.4 million. So in total, it will become 3.5 million coins in total. But these 1.1 million are not going to be given to any owner or co-founder or designer of the solution. We will have this group uh, of up to 10 people who will be in this group, and they will get this 1.1 million coins equally distributed among them after the initial 6 months of project launch. So if people will drop out of this group, they will lose this opportunity. And if the people who will stay in this group and will keep the skin in the project, they will get their 1.1 million coins after the 6 months of project launch, and they will be bound to not sell these coins until 5 years of this project. But after 6 months, whatever the coins they will get in their wallets, they will start getting the revenue share for them as well. So general coin holders can trade their coins on registered exchanges by moving their coins from their private wallet to the exchange. But to get share from the profit generated from the system that is running in parallel, one should bring back their coins in their private wallet before end of the month. So on the end of month, we will, for example, on the first of every month, we will take a snapshot. Whoever will be having their coins on their private wallets on our system, we will make a percentage that who is owning how much percentage of the total coins. First, we will count how many total coins are on private wallets. Then we will count how many of those means which wallet is having what percentage of those, and based on that, the wallet owner will get the same share of the profit. For example, there are 600,000, among which 100,000 belongs to just one person. So that 1% will get 1/6 of the total profit that is generated from the system. So the maths is simple. So you can do the maths on what basis the profit will be shared. At the end of the month, system will take snapshot of which private wallet is having what percent of coins, and based on that, same share will be distributed. For Pakistani shareholders, the payout will be in Pakistani rupees and it will be transferred to their bank account, which is registered with their wallet. For international investors, the payout will be in equivalent US dollars, and it is also going to be provided in a bank account which will be registered with the wallet. Expected income. So as we calculated earlier, expected income of this project is, to me, it is 6 million Pakistani rupees a month. This is what I'm expecting. 6 million Pakistani rupees per month. And that will gradually increase when the network will increase. So people who will be purchasing the coin in initial coin offering for 100 Pakistani rupees for each coin, they will start earning 10 Pakistani rupees approximately for each coin every month for initial 6 months. That means a person who will be investing 10,000 Pakistani rupees in the ICO will get 6,000 Pakistani rupees back in 6 months, and their coins will still be with them, which they can trade, which they can keep to enjoy the share that they will get every month. So the share will reduce with the introduction of more coins in the system, because after 6 months there will be 1.1 million coins distributed to the owners. So they will start also getting the share of the profit. So the profit will reduce. Profit share will be reduced after 6 months, but still it will be a good amount. If the network keeps on growing, then it will be good amount. Yeah. And this profit sharing will continue until this project will keep generating money. So this project, until it will keep generating money, the profit sharing will be continued, and the people will keep on getting it. It is up to them if they want to sell. If they want to sell these coins to in market, they can transfer it to exchanges, crypto exchanges, and they can trade it with other cryptocurrencies. And whoever owns these coins, whoever bring them back to their private wallet with a positive ID, uh, will be able to generate the money, will be able to get the share uh, in their wallet. Okay, so for every project, there needs to be an exit clause as well, because when there is high possibility of a success, there is slight possibility that this might not work out, and people might not go with the technology, and some people might not like the technology. Although we are seeing that Pakistan is growing, we have Taras PK, we have where people are doing shopping online. We have food delivery applications where people, Food Panda, like Food Panda, they are ordering food online. They are using more and more online applications. They are using Uber and Kareem for all kind of commutation. So it is very unlikely that people will not like to use another technology which is going to make their life easy. But in case if that happened, means if this project does not go through, in that case, what will happen? In that case, we will be honest with our investors. So we know that 600,000 coins will be sold in initial coin offering. So we will open up all our expenses to public, with a third party auditor auditing our accounts. In every kind of expenses, we will follow the policy of as much transparency as possible. There will be, if servers will be purchased, they will be purchased with three quotations, and the best possible, cheapest, and quality wise good servers will be taken. If engineers will be hired, then they will be hired on a competitive rate. So the expenses will be in checked and will be transparent. So we will tell you how much expenses were made, and if we fail to if we failed to generate the expected revenue, then it will be a collective decision to shut down the project or not. If we do find that project needs to be shut down, then we will sell all the resources. We will do transparent auction of everything. We will first try to sell off the company in its full form and see if somebody wants to purchase the company as it is. If not, then we will sell out the infrastructure and all the resources individually and generate the money with it. And whatever the money will be generated in the account, that money is going to be distributed equally among uh, all the people who will be generating funds in the initial ICO, and that decision is going to be taken in the initial 6 months after the launch. So it will not be taken after the second phase of selling coins will start. So it has to be, the decision has to be taken within the first 6 months, so that the investor will not uh, get to have higher losses. So we will try to save as much losses as possible, and we'll try to um, generate as much money back from the resources that we will have, and we will distribute the money to the coin holders based on their percentage of holding the coins, and this project will be closed, God forbid. So but this is just for putting in place a disaster recovery clause, but I don't think it will happen ever. But still, this is going to be the approach for closing the project. So I will be happy to answer any question related with AHP Connect solution. So anyone interested in this solution, who wants to become co-founder or who wants to join the team, reach out to me and we will discuss possibilities on what we can do. Thanks for bearing with me for this 1 hour long video, and I'm sure many questions will arise, and I will try to answer all of them. Thank you for watching.